Okay. Well, welcome everyone to the call tonight. Obviously, we're going to talk about convention. We've been sitting here talking for the last 10 minutes about how amazing it was, how the vibe, the energy, the feel is so different than it's been in for the last couple of years, and how it seems different. It seems great. Terra is headed in an epic direction, and we're all excited to be a part of it, right?
Oh yeah.
So, did you want to talk about the oils first?
No, we that one first.
All right. So obviously the big buzz was the healthcare initiative, right? And I think it's, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight, but we have the blueprint in place for this to happen. And obviously first, doTERRA is building the clinic. And not just while they're building the clinic, they're going to actually have it, satellite campus somewhere else while the clinic is being built. 6 medical doctors integrating natural forms of healthcare and everything that's going to including essential oil use, which is awesome, right? That in and of itself would be a great start. But that's just step 1. Step 2, they're going to get the partner clinics. They're going to be associated with doTERRA. They're going to be actually part of, Lorraine's on now, sweet. They're going to be doing everything through doTERRA as far as all that goes. And this is where we're gathering the all the data that we need to be able to prove to the medical industry is run by money. That's what it is. But they're going to see, we saw the slides there at convention. It was talking about how doTERRA's, their health coverage costs for employees at doTERRA versus the national averages were half of all that. Everyone has to look at that data and at least go,
well, the companies will, but Big Pharma won't.
Well, we're not talking about Big Pharma right now.
I said companies.
Yeah.
Yes, the companies.
And so it's that in of itself is sweet. This is the major step. But so getting these partner clinics and getting them to be able to then substantiate the data and everything else that's going to happen from doTERRA's medical clinic, from these partner clinics. And then the third, and with that, that's when we're going to start to do these clinics out in everywhere else. I am super jealous of those of you who are in Utah County or even close by that are going to be able to actually use that clinic. I'm I think if we hadn't moved.
So did you get the idea that they were opening it for wellness advocates right away, or just employees right away?
So to start off with, it is going to be for wellness or for employees. And then once they kind of get things squared away, then it'll go to wellness advocates, and then it'll open up to the community.
And how did you understand that you pay for it?
It's going to be a medical facility just like any other. So you'll run through your health insurance.
I see. Okay. Because some health insurance won't pay for naturopathic stuff.
Well, and I'm sure that's one of the things that doTERRA will be fighting for. They're going to give you the information to be able to try and work that, whatever it is. But yes, that's, that is something that.
So you just go to those doctors instead of your regular doctors.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the impression I got, is that they're going to be full-on doctors. You're going to go see them for the normal things. They're just going to give you an alternate
place to go.
Or for your prescriptions, or so often you go to the doctor anymore and they're like, sorry, there's nothing you can do. It's a virus or whatever. But these guys are going to be educated, and they're going to be able to say, okay, well, you're going to be able to do this and this and this. Here's some options. Go find your representative and order what you need.
Right, exactly. And so that's that third step. When we get into the affiliate partners, they're going to be own independent clinics. They're just going to want to integrate essential oils into them. They're going to affiliate with doTERRA. They're going to have list of wellness advocates in their areas. And this is where we don't totally know exactly how it's going to go down, right? This is happening, and it's going to flow. But this is where it gets really important that we are letting people know that we are wellness advocates. We sell doTERRA products.
We do this as a business.
Yeah, we do this as a business, because if a doctor comes in and tells you, oh, here's an alternative natural way, here's some essential oils to use. Obviously, the clinics are not selling the essential oils. They're going to give you a list of people to go to. Here's a list of Stacy, Linda, and Lorraine. And they live all close by you guys, so you can go get these from them. Well, that's great, and I'm sure that that's going to happen. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, who do I know that does essential oils? Who do I know that does doTERRA? I mean, even while I was back there. Okay. So, okay, go ahead and tell the story.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead.
I thought you were.
Melissa wants to tell the story.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so, but first, before I tell the story, that's what I was going to say is we got to remember, like, originally, this is a relationship business, right? It always has, and it always will be. And you know this because when you share a sample with somebody that you randomly meet, and then what happens sometimes, unfortunately, is they go and enroll with a family member, right? Or somebody that they know, even better. People are going to go with who they know. So if you can get that word out that you do this and everybody knows that you do, then when they are recommended to use oils, who are they going to think of? They're going to think of you, right? So, and we have this happen. So we had an outside order this week of a lady in our old ward, and she'd moved a long time ago. We've been in the same ward in her for 5 years or something like that.
At least 4 years, yeah.
Anyway, and her daughter is having surgery at Primary Children's Hospital. One of the things, and she has some special needs. She has a lot of special needs, some very unique situations. But anyway, and she's got autism and such things too, like very rare chromosome disorder. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they were talking to her about that they're going to use essential oils to help her through her hospital. Guess what? We are the only people she knows who do doTERRA. She's in Utah County, right?
She knows 73 people who do doTERRA.
She knows there are other people who do doTERRA, but we're the only ones who she knows do it as a business. So she calls us in New Hampshire to send her something in Utah.
And if you know somebody that's doing it as a business versus somebody that just sells it, I feel like they feel like we know so much more.
Exactly.
I even had somebody say that to me at work today. They're like, you know what? I'm talking to you about this, but Stacy knows what she's talking about.
Right.
And having that
recommendation. I know her. She knows that I know her daughter, and I know a lot of her special circumstances that she has them. She rattled off the 4 oils that they approve use of at Primary Children's, and they're not doTERRA. They don't use doTERRA at Primary Children's. But she's like, here are the 4 oils that they're using. And I said, well, obviously go with whichever one she suggests. But my first choice for her would be lavender. And my second choice would be tangerine or whatever their orange is. Mandarin is the other one.
Mandarin is what they had said, yeah.
And I said, if you could, I would stay away from the mint ones from her just because I think they'll be too stimulating, invigorating, and I don't think those would be
so they're okay for her to bring her own oils to use?
So, they give her oils to use in the hospital, and she didn't know if they would allow a diffuser or anything, but she wants to bring that home when she's done in the hospital stay and recovering at home. So she bought a bottle of lavender for me and a small diffuser so that she would have that in her room at home when she's finishing her recovery process.
And they were trying to see if they could get the doTERRA into the hospital with them.
Yeah, okay.
She's asking me how to use it and whatever else. So anyway, so that was I was like, oh my gosh, this is a perfect example of what I imagine is going to be happening, right?
Well, first, I thought it was awesome that the hospital is saying, hey, I mean, it just goes to show how far we've come. I know, but it's fun to see that, like, hey, here's essential oils. Here's what we use. This is what we think are good ones, and gives people those. I mean, this is where the healthcare system is starting to kind of catch it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. There's several hospitals here in Salt Lake Valley that use the oils. I've got a friend that when she was having her baby, they did oil use, and they allowed her to diffuse, and then they put a sign just outside her door saying oils in use or whatever. So if anybody is sensitive to them,
yeah, I think they do the same thing for primary children.
Yeah,
and for whatever reason, they do it with some of these surgeries, like this one, scoliosis, a very painful surgery for kids. So they're kind of like, let's give them all the tools we possibly can to help them with their pain.
You ought to smell my room. You ought to smell my room.
Are they letting you diffuse?
I have more conversations because here's all my oils. They're all lined up over here. I don't know if you can see them, but you can
put your fingers on the camera.
Oh, geez, yeah, of course. There's those.
And then,
and then I have the bathroom one, and then I have this other drawer.
That's awesome.
I'm so in love with jasmine, I can hardly stand it. I can hardly stand it. And so I'm rolling it on, and it's just all over. It smells like Hawaii in here.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But people come in here, whoa, it smells good in here.
So anyway, I guess that's the biggest thing is don't be afraid to tell people this is what you do, right? And you guys aren't. I mean, but throw it out there. And don't be afraid to say, this is what I do. I help people find different alternate ways to feel better, alternative health, or whatever you want to, whatever your word is, your phrase is that you do. But yeah, make sure everybody knows that you do doTERRA.
So yeah, this is adding, obviously as doTERRA progresses it's adding legitimacy to, like I was talking about before we started, it's not the voodoo snake oils anymore. It's not just hippie stuff. It's not just natural. This is mainstream, and it's medical fun that we're getting into. This is exciting time to be here. The brand recognition that's coming from doTERRA is, doTERRA is the leader of essential oils, and it will continue to be the leader of essential oils. And so it's great that we've all partnered with this type of company to ride this train of, even if you're riding the wave, right? If you're surfing, you're riding the wave, it's still a lot of work, right? You still gotta get yourself up on the wave. You gotta keep yourself stabilized and balanced and, turning and all those kind of things. So it's not like we can just sit back idly and not do anything, but this is like momentum that is coming our direction. And it's very
hardly wait for next convention. Oh my goodness.
So and the other pieces to that is make sure you're keeping those relationships, right? Like keep in contact with people, whether it's through Facebook or Christmas cards or whatever it is. Like this lady is one that
we've shared how many samples with this lady?
Only a few, but it was years ago.
Well, but she flat out was like,
oh, she said no way. Yeah, she gave me a very clear no. That was 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago. And my only communication with her is Christmas cards once a year.
Oh.
But I'm the only person she knows who sells doTERRA.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So obviously medical front, we're all excited. So let's use that energy, use that momentum to keep things going, let people know that we do the business. And, obviously conventions without the medical initiative that's going on, now is a great time because it's all the new oils that came out, the excitement that comes from just those. And I love that, we came out with some oils that were basically like untouchable, right? Like the rose, the jasmine, things that, you couldn't get your hands on, and the benefits that obviously they were talking about with them. And the price point that we can get these at now, it's like, I don't know how many times I've told people, like, oh, I wish we could get rose. I'm like, you're going to pay $300 for a 5 ml bottle of rose, well, I'm just saying generally.
Well, and the other one too is, I don't know if you guys know, but like neroli is a very precious one too, but blue tansy, I just was doing a little Googling about it, and it's a very difficult one to source and to find a reliable source. And it's one that is faked a lot. It's
adulterated.
Yeah.
Adulterated.
Yeah. So it's very, very difficult to find a real one, quote unquote. So Anyway, so we did get some good ones. So I mean, we're talking about the jasmine and the rose and the neroli, but the blue tansy is just as precious.
Well, and then I'm super excited that, and I always butcher the name, Copaiba.
Yeah, that was good.
Copaiba?
That was good enough.
Copaiba.
Copaiba. There you go.
I'm like, just don't keep saying.
Nicknamed it the cope oil.
Yeah. But I love what that's done. I mean, I have looked long and hard at the CBD oils, and for benefits for myself, for Melissa, and it's one of those. There's just enough gray area that people, is it something I should do?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's like, holy cow, we have it. We have something that's going to give us all those benefits, no risk of any sort of backlash, no risk of anything coming back.
Illegal.
Test. Is this legal? Is this not? Is this, church? It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
We have all those benefits, and you don't have to think about any of those other aspects. And I'm so grateful that now it's like, sweet, I'm going to start taking my frankincense and my Copaiba every morning together.
I thought you were supposed to take it with Siberian fir.
I can do that too.
All right.
So.
Just saying.
I don't remember him saying take it with Siberian. I have to go back and look at my notes.
He did. So he said.
Oh, I have to look at my notes.
I have to look because I had this conversation with somebody else and they thought it was with the Copaiba, but I went back and looked and it was Siberian fir that he says to take every day with frankincense for cellular health. So that means it's like a big anti-cancer.
Yeah. I loved how he presented that, how he presented what it was, how they sourced it, how to apply it. It was so clear the way he did that. It was wonderful.
It smells so much better than white fir.
Oh, I like the smell. Yeah, I like white fur though.
I think it's better.
I like white fur a lot too.
Cece wants to find
the protocol.
The science. Wait, the science for what?
Sorry, that's 3 different comments.
Oh yes. Sorry, we
were talking about how people are way excited about the Copaiba oil.
Oh,
I have had more people excited about that one. I deal with a lot of people with chronic issues, and they are excited about this one.
The world is.
And then the next one was my sister wants a science, because my sister has been going to Colorado for stuff, and so I told her about this, and she's like, I really would like to find the science on the CB, the places that well, because I don't know enough about it, but she's done a lot of research, and she's been thinking about doing the one that doesn't have the THC in it.
The
right. Yeah, the 1 and the 2 and the
screenshot of that.
The C1 receptors and the C2 receptors. So I think what Copaiba is the C2 receptors.
Correct.
Well, I sent her a copy of that slide.
Oh, good.
But she's like, I would really like to know more of the research done with the Copaiba oil to see how it compares to those things.
I wonder I wonder if it's in any of the new books yet.
I don't know. I haven't found it yet, but I've been so busy this week.
It's not on the app. It's not on the ME.
It's not on Aroma Science yet.
And it's not on the ME app.
Yeah.
But it should be in the new
Essentials?
No, not Essential Life book.
Okay.
It should be in that now.
There. The other thing is I wonder, is it on the is it on like WebMD or anything yet?
I don't know.
There is a lot of research on Copaiba on PubMed. There's a lot.
Oh, that's what I meant. I said
I
meant PubMed.
Yeah. So I haven't had a chance.
So Stacy, you just go to PubMed.com and pull it up and then search it there?
Yeah, I go to PubMed.com and type in Copaiba. I did that, and there were so many studies done on it that I haven't filtered it down yet because I just haven't had time. Not this week.
Okay,
but there is a lot of research on there. Awesome. I don't have the new one.
Since I'm not supposed to really do much activity, I'll just do a lot of reading.
Perfect.
There you go. Research.
I just have to walk. I can't.
I think that's the one that I have the biggest excitement from the people I've talked to about.
Oh yeah, everybody. That's gonna
love
be a
the
favorite one.
smell
And
of
I
the
hate
other.
the smell of it. Do you guys like it?
Copaiba?
It doesn't
Yeah.
bother me.
I don't
I
think it
thought it
has
was a
much
very
of a smell at
mild
all.
smell.
What?
I thought it was a very mild smell.
It
Like,
is
didn't
very mild.
smell like, yeah.
Yeah.
So where are you
like
coming from?
moldy
I
blueberry bread.
mix.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Blue Tansy smelled awful.
I had a very distinct
Awful.
childhood memory come back of eating moldy blueberry bread. My mom
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh, you've had a rough life
I
growing
know.
up.
it smelled just like Copaiba. Dead. It was horrible. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use it.
I'm making her use
Just
it.
layer it with something
Yeah, I
else.
know.
I've
You
been
just
layering it
really-
with Forgive It.
I need to layer it with tangerine.
Because
Oh,
you layer it with
that's funny.
something because
And
it
Casey
gives
says
me
she-
some pretty
Casey smells
intense
awful.
dreams.
Oh, sorry. What'd you say, Stacey?
It does. I said I've been layering it with Forgive at night because the Copaiba gives me really intense dreams, like the kind that wake you up. They're not bad dreams. They're just very detailed, and I keep
I
waking
have that.
up.
That's
And
what I
so
get
if
with
I
the
layer it with
Serenity
Forgive,
capsules.
I sleep okay. It's great for my pain.
And blue tansy does smell weird. To me, it smells like an interesting food.
Oh,
Like,
See, Blue Tansy smells like moldy bread to me. Like, that's the nasty.
no,
like,
to me, it sounds like a food that I might want to eat, but I can't decide because I don't remember which one it is.
It's so much
man.
more potent
Just-
than I
just inhale that,
expected
Jasmine.
to.
You don't like the jasmine, though. I know, Melissa.
You know what, though?
Oh, I love it.
The jasmine and the roller, I think I can handle it, the touch. But straight out of the bottle, I don't like it.
Really?
So it's a bit toned down a bit.
It really smells like a Hawaiian flower out of the roller.
Yeah, and I can do it. So now, smelling it in the touch, I'm like, oh, I can see why people like this. But
Yeah.
I do not like it out of the bottle.
I mean, and one of the uses it says for it is as a perfume.
Mm-hmm.
And it clearly.
Absolutely.
Is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
it smells great, but I still feel like it's too strong. I would need to
Really?
dilute it down further. Yeah,
Really?
because it was so intense. It was still very, very intense for me.
See, and I
But I
felt that
loved
about the
it.
neroli. I was like, I love the smell of it, but it's too strong.
Yeah. So I would just dilute it
I'm
down
gonna
more.
try the Neroli again. wasn't thrilled with it the first time I used it, but
Well, think of like geranium. It's kind of a cross between like geranium and like
geranium isn't good. I mean, I use geranium, but it's
you
not
don't like
good.
the smell of it. Yeah, I don't really care for the smell of it either, but I like what it does. But and I kind of gotten used to it. Wait a minute, I got to go back and read through Kaylee's notes. She says that I'm weird.
Yeah.
I'm weird. I knew that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and Rose works good at relaxing her sassy 1-year-old. That's nice to know.
Oh, nice. Sassy 1-year-old. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what
What?
did you guys think? This is totally off the subject here, but when Emily Wright was talking about the skin infection that her daughter had, what did you think it was?
Well, they decided it was staph.
You think it was staph?
Yeah.
I thought it was MRSA.
When I went into the restroom, somebody after that, they said yes, it was staph. So it
Okay,
sounded
that's
like
so funny. So Kaylee said she thought it was MRSA. Stacy thought it was MRSA. I thought it was MRSA.
I thought it was staph.
yeah, it was that was the person knew it was staph.
She
And
knew
she
it was.
said staph is all over those bounce houses.
Okay, because I talked to another wellness advocate, like Crossline, and she thought it was staph too. And I was like, what, really? And I was like, I totally thought that was MRSA.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably staph then, we're guessing.
Yeah, because staph will have all of that rashy stuff like
Spider
that.
bite looking thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, now we know Rose for staph.
Good.
Okay.
All right. So next thing.
I digress.
Next thing, just wanted to mention as far as,
What'd you say?
now we can talk about the chemistry a little bit more, as far as like that presentation Dr. Hill did, which was awesome.
Uh-huh.
and the wheel that's coming out. That's just another great example of.
So what was is it on the doTERRA blog? Where's it?
doTERRA, it's on doTERRA Science is what he said.
doTERRA Science?
I tried looking at it just quickly. I spent like 3 minutes trying to find it really quick, and I didn't find it.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, I didn't find it. So
It's
I didn't think it was doTERRA Science. I thought it was someplace else.
I saw it somewhere. I'll find it while we're talking.
well, maybe that's why I didn't find it, because it's not on
Yeah.
doTERRA Science.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I couldn't find it on Aroma Science.
it's
I couldn't
doTERRA.com.
find it on
Underneath the doTERRA Science section.
No, if you go to doTERRA Facebook page, it's there.
Well, the doTERRA Facebook.
So is it going to be able where you can buy it through doTERRA, do you think?
Yes, it is going to be something you're going to be able to buy through doTERRA. Like he was talking about
You
how they're
can
going to put
also
it.
print it out and then laminate it too. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. But he's going to have it together in a booklet form, is what he was saying up on
Oh,
stage.
yeah,
They're starting to work on it from that front.
Yeah. And it sounded like they're going to do it pretty quickly.
Yes, yeah. I think let's get that streamlined very quickly.
Mhm.
So with that, like that's something. Probably 2 years ago, I went to a presentation over at Oil Life. It was some.
Well, I went by that lady.
Yes.
Yeah, I
you
did
went to-
that.
Yeah. So
I don't know if you were at the one I went to, but I went to
no,
it.
she did a couple of them, and so that's why we both have gone to it.
Mhm.
And it was very good information. It kind of brought the
Find out,
chemical.
lady. Wait a minute. What are you guys talking about?
I can't remember what her name is.
I can't either. She's a chemist.
Yes. And so I've been trying to make what she said, take that and make it into a Facebook class on oil chemistry, broken down a little bit nicer, a little bit easier for people.
Did you buy the book? Did you buy her book?
I have her book.
Yeah.
So between that and then what Dr. Hill did, I want to create a Facebook class. Jeez, I can't forget. That we can then, I want to make it with really good slides so you can take it, you can print it off, you can give it to your people, however you want to use it personally, to make that, a more legitimate thing and make it easier because Dr. Hill broke it down pretty plain and simple. He brought it down to very basic. But Marilyn, you'll probably understand, like the way she brought it down, it even simplified it a little bit more and made it easier to grasp some of those concepts on what
the most important or the biggest thing I took away from that class was she said, if you can ever get tangerine, that was her favorite oil because of the chemistry. And I'd have to relook at what because I remember these things and then you forget, if you don't use it all the time.
And Sharita said the same thing in one of her mood classes about tangerine.
Yeah, this lady was saying it was just so high in something, and it was just like way good. And I only had the little bottles at the time, so I didn't want to use them up, But now I just have it all the time.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So be looking forward to, we've got our next several classes planned out, but I'm working on that. Like we're going to have, I love the Facebook classes that we're doing, but this will be more of a science, but not a nerdy science.
No.
So it'll be fun.
It's nice to be able to have that to talk to people about it.
It would be nice to have it dumbed down enough that I understand it. I actually understood a little bit of the science this year because I felt like they dumbed it down for me a little. It was nice. A lot of it still went over my head, but I felt I understood it a little better this year, using more layman's terms, kind of.
Oh yes, and Kaylee said, "Me too." So proud.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But so many good things happened at convention this year. It was I love the direction things are heading. I love the way things continue to progress with doTERRA. And I guess someone said to me after a convention was like, yeah, but is doTERRA going to be able to make this happen? Is doTERRA really going to be able to make these promises happen? And you know what? doTERRA is going to make sure these promises happen.
There's
doTERRA
just something about them that when they say something, I have no doubt. I just don't think that they're going to put out anything false. I think that if they could get started using their own money and do this and make their own bottles and put their own labels and all that from the very get-go they can do stuff like this,
Well, they've delivered on everything that they've ever done.
Yeah.
doTERRA, when they came in and were trying to get the streetlights and trying to get those things done in Pleasant Grove, the company, they were meeting with the Utah developmental whatever, and they're like, well, yeah, we want to bring 100 jobs or whatever it was, 150 jobs to Utah in the next 5 years, and they're like, hey, whatever. Well, guess what? doTERRA did that times 10 within those first 3 years.
Awesome.
Like they always make, like, once they say something's going to happen, they will make it happen. So this whole medical front isn't something that's going to be just something that's and just kind of fall by the wayside. No, this is happening, and it's a great time to be a part of the company.
Integrity and trust, 2 good things there. Which I'm not sure if you guys saw. Have you seen all the stuff going on with LuLaRoe?
What is going on with them?
So they've basically, and this is good for us to know, right? Just because it's another networking marketing company. But so it's bad for us, but good for us, right? So they've changed a few of their policies and procedures, and I think some of their payouts. So anyway, they have a whole bunch of consultants who are losing.
Who are what are they doing?
Oh, Kat can't hear. So Kat, try doing your audio. Oh, she can't hear, so I can't tell her. Okay.
Oh.
You want to type to her? Tell her to check her audio on her computer. So people are leaving the company.
I've had like 3 people that I've known has to have done that.
Recently? Yeah, and they came out with something like, I think just even this week too, like now on their return stuff, on their return policy. So like people, anyway, it's just a sad thing because people are kind of getting hosed. And it gives network marketing a totally bad rap. But at the same time, it also shows us that like, hey, we're not like that. Like doTERRA is not like that. We're so different, and we are a company of integrity.
I haven't asked any of them. I've just gotten these things that they're having a going out of sale business or sale.
So I think a new policy came out in the last couple of days too, that now they changed their payout so that then people were deciding to leave, but then now they've decided that people, how they have to carry an inventory.
Right.
So now they can't return any of that inventory unless it was in their original packaging. Because you know how they get like sets of 10 and then they trade it with other consultants?
Right.
Now they're not allowing them to make those returns unless they had originally purchased it. So even if it was stuff they traded from another consultant, they can't.
They were paying for shipping. They were paying for all those things. Now they're like, okay, you're only going to get 90% if it's in its original packaging, if you were the one who purchased it, and all like they're basically leaving people high and dry. I mean, we even got a lady in our ward out here who,
she's like $11,000 in inventory.
Why are they doing that? I wonder.
And I don't know, but it's also the kind of goes to that whole front of, people are getting more into network marketing, their direct sales, all those kind of things. So if they know that you're doing doTERRA, they know you're doing those kind of things, they're going to be more likely to talk to you about them as well. And maybe, maybe you can take some of that.
So yeah, it might be a good opportunity to look for some new builders.
Yeah.
I guess that's where I was going with it. So the LuLaRoe is they sell like the clothing, the leggings and the dresses.
Oh, somebody asked that question.
And the shirt.
I have tons of it.
So lots of clothing. But anyway, so that was just a tidbit. The other little side thing here I wanted to mention tonight was I just want to make sure you guys all saw. So on Facebook, okay, so we're starting kind of a new series of quarterly classes. Did you guys all see that?
I probably haven't.
No?
I've been busy.
All right, so you know how I do.
What are you guys laughing at?
Kat can't hear a word.
Oh.
So she's just messaging us. Yeah, it's really sad. Everybody wave to Kat. Yeah, good. See. Okay, so anyway, okay, so quarterly classes. So I'm just going to be repeating them. So I'm kind of creating them now, and then they're going to be repeating. So you know how we have that Making the Most of Your Membership class, which we run about every quarter, and that teaches people how to order on LRP.
Mm-hmm.
So you're familiar with that. Okay. So we're going to keep that one, but obviously.
That's not the one that's tomorrow.
No.
No, that's the 101 tomorrow.
The Staying Healthy All Year Long is tomorrow. And that's always on the 15th. The quarterly classes we're always going to do on the 5th. And so the 5th of each month. So we'll have that Making the Most of Your Membership class, but we need to redo it with all of the new back office stuff. Anyway.
I'm in the middle of a class.
Is your nurse in?
Yeah, I do not want Senna.
Oh, okay.
I had a major issue last night. Oh, everybody doesn't need to know this.
I know. Should we mute you, Mary?
Okay. Okay, thanks.
I muted you. Is she gone?
She's gone.
Is she gone? Okay.
I just didn't want to tell everybody about my major issue in the middle of the night. And she didn't get the word that I'm not taking it anymore.
Oh, that was too good. Okay.
Anyway.
Although I thought you were going to go in and start telling her about Digest then or something.
Oh, no. I had to, no.
Right.
I've been using it all day, though.
So back to our quarterly classes. Okay, so we'll have the one it's called Making the Most of Your Membership, and that will be on the 5th, once a quarter, and it's going to be about teaching people how to order on LRP and how to reorder and why they want to do LRP. If they don't want to do LRP, how do they order standard orders? Okay, so it's kind of teaching them how to get the most bang for their buck out of their membership. But then, so we have the 2 new ones that we're going to be rotating in with it. So the first one I'm super excited about, and it literally just all came to me right after you left, actually. Oh.
When I'm not around.
I'm inspired. So, so it's going to be, you have your oils now what? So the first one is going to be October 5th, and it's.
Oh, is that stemming from what's her name? Who is that one? Teresa Harding, because she did that one. That was.
Did she?
Yeah,
she's kind of stemming from actually. So, I mean, long story short, basically somebody wanted me to create this class because they wanted to buy it from me. Oh. So I kind of was like, ooh, that's kind of a good idea. So then I just have been creating the class. So anyway, so it's going to be all about really basic oil usage stuff.
You get your kit, and this is where you put your lemon. This is where you keep your deep blue. This is where you keep your. Is that what you kind of do?
No. So it's going to be more like, what does neat mean? What is FCO? Why do we use fractionated coconut oil? How do I fill my diffuser? How do I clean out my diffuser? Do I need how do I I'm trying to remember all the other things. What are different ways that I can take my oils internally, like a gel cap, water bottle, shot glass? It's just like basic oil usage stuff that's not covered in a typical 101 setting, like a one-on-one or a class.
It'll be really valuable information.
But things that you don't know when you're first getting started.
Right.
So I'm really excited about it. I think it will be the missing piece. Do you want to grab my computer actually, and I can read off some of the other details of it? But anyway, I hope it'll be a missing piece. Lorraine, actually, I don't know if you can hear me, Lorraine, or not, but you had some great input on this one. You had great ideas, and I threw that out there with like, hey, what suggestions you guys have, and you guys just like threw out a bunch, and I was like, sweet, I can write this class now because I just got enough ideas, and then I just kind of went off of it. So anyway, so I'm really excited about that class. So that will be October 5th, and I'll repeat it every quarter. So sorry, one second.
October is month 10, so it would be February then.
January. I'll do it again in January.
We'll see, October, November, December. Oh, yeah, every 3 months is quarterly. That's right.
Yeah, yep. So, Kaylee has to go to bed. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so real quick, and then you guys can tell me too if you think of anything else with this. Oh, I talked about, 3 important things to know, like using your oils consistently, less is more. If something doesn't work for you, grab a different oil, right? Because there's more oils that are going to work for
And
it.
that's what's going to be so valuable about that chemistry wheel.
Yes, so true.
Yeah.
Then I talked about the terminology and abbreviations, definitions, how to properly store your essential oils, and then I talked a little bit about the expiration dates and that they will last beyond that. Diffusers, like how to fill your diffuser, right? So that hopefully the oil and the water mixes up, and then how to clean your diffuser so that it keeps running. Talked about diluting and why it's good.
So tell me real quick.
I talked about what oils are hot.
Oh yeah, that's good
to know. Make a list of those so you know which ones to dilute.
Oh, quick. How do you mix? What am I doing wrong? How do you put the oil in the diffuser so that they mix?
So just do the oil first and then the water, and make sure it's like a warmish water.
Oh, I do the warm water, but I don't do the oil first. Okay.
So if you do the oil first, then it just, so when you pour the water in, it kind of mixes it up a little bit, and then it's more of an even
pour it in first.
diffusing.
I worry about that.
I learned that from Green Air people.
Okay.
Anyway, and then what different carriers you can use, but why we like fractionated coconut oil. And then, talking about dilution percentages. And I think I'll do a real quick, like maybe a live on how to do a roller bottle, just to show people it's not that complicated, right? Because people are really intimidated by that. And talked about roller bottles, and then taking them internally. Oh, and then we talk about some resources, and then we talk about some websites. And then we try to plug them into our Breathe the Gift Facebook group, as well as upcoming Facebook classes.
That'll be good. October 5th.
So I think that'll be good. I feel like this is going to be a good missing piece. But like I said, I'm always looking for feedback. So tell me if something comes up that you're like, ooh, maybe what about this in there?
And I like that you're going to do it regularly, because
we always have new people, right? Mm-hmm. So then the other new class that we're going to create, I need to create, and I'm looking for any ideas on this one. And this one we will also repeat quarterly, is going to be the business. So if you have somebody who's either curious about the business or wants to get started and doesn't know how to do that, I'm hoping that we can do something there that will work to fit those 2 pieces, or those 2 types of people. So I'm going to work with Sheree on that one. She has some ideas for me, but that's the other one that I'm hoping to put in the rotation. So then if you have somebody who's new, like, because I think those 3 topics, you'll always have somebody that you're working with that you'll want to plug into one of those 3.
Nice.
Sound good?
Yeah. You're working this like a business, you guys.
Oh, we're trying. But so tell me if you have any thoughts on either one of those classes, actually. Any of them, because we're kind of either creating them or redoing them all right now. So making the most of your membership, we have to completely redo. And then this one, I pretty much have it written, but we need to put all the graphics together for you have your oils, now what? And then the business one, I'm in the very beginning stages. I really don't have a clue where I'm going with that one yet. I haven't seen a vision yet. Brandon needs to go to town.
I leave.
Take some copaiba.
I will go on a fishing trip.
So what'd you say, Marilyn?
I just said take some copaiba, because somebody commented about how they got dreams with that.
That's true. Stacey did. Yeah, maybe I'll get some good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good dreams. But anyway, so sorry, my gosh, you guys, we went totally over tonight, but I'm so excited. We haven't chatted for like 2 weeks. So. But does anybody have any other questions?
I have a couple of things I want to ask you when we're all done.
Okay.
When we're all done, because it doesn't. Other people, since I see your face, I'd rather ask you when I can see your face.
Okay.
So I'll wait till everybody's done, because
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so what questions do you guys have, though? Anything or any needs that you have coming up, roadblocks, things you're stuck on, things you need help with, things you wish we did?
I had a question on diffusers a little bit.
Sure.
Because we kind of talked about green air diffusers and different things, but is that just that you get a wholesale account with green air and then you get a cheaper discount for your customers who get diffusers? Or
so we personally have a green air wholesale account, but because we do, it's passed on to our entire team.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right.
So to get the discount, it's like that wholesale cost or whatever that you see listed in the catalog or whatever. But you just the catch is that you have to buy a case of them, right?
Okay.
But the good thing is you're in Utah, which means you've got Stacy there who buys them, you've got Marilyn who buys them, Michelle who buys them, like, so that you guys could even swap out parts of cases. Or
I have 2 cases right now of the kids ones.
of the kids diffusers. Yeah.
And I just got my cloud diffusers last night.
Oh, yay!
I think I'm gonna like it.
So it's great to like split cases with people or buy a few from them or whatever. And then mark them up. I usually sell them wholesale to team members because for me, the benefit is I want them using their oils.
Yeah.
And I want them diffusing, right? Because that's going to use their oils and keep them happy. And then they're thrilled that they just got this like incredible deal on a diffuser. But you don't have to, just because I do that doesn't mean you need to do that. Do whatever works for you. But Stacey,
I do that also because then I can almost always split the cost of a case too. Because
that's
there's
true, because you're
always
going to have more
somebody
people who are going to chip in with you.
Right.
How much are they? Well, like let's say the cloud one. How much is that one wholesale? Just one diffuser.
One diffuser wholesale is $30 for that one.
30.
So a
Okay.
whole case I think was like $240 or something like that. But if I was to sell them retail, I sell them for $50 retail, which is a good deal on that. Some people sell them for $60. I sell them for $50. I feel
And
like
that seems to be the best way that they sell is if you go not quite double, but a little bit under, like kind of a 40% markup rather than 50%. I think that seems to be a good price point. But yeah, all their diffusers are very reasonably priced. I mean, the fact that you could get a diffuser for $25 or $30, I think probably the average price now is $30 for one of their diffusers.
Yeah, that's pretty
I think
Which is very reasonable.
I think it's $25 for the shorter lasting ones, the only ones that go like 4 to 6 hours.
Yep.
And the ones with the larger chambers that last longer, the $30 ones.
Yeah. Yeah. And then their little portable ones are like $15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
They're
the one I
breezy.
had at Retreat, that one was only a $15 one.
Okay.
Did you have the Breezy?
Yeah, I took it with me.
I love that one.
I love it too, a lot.
And Michelle has a case of, or half a case of Breezies in Utah.
Oh, Michelle does?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'll be talking to her tomorrow. So. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you can ask her about some of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'd be all for splitting a case of those with you if you ever order a case. Or if I order one, I'll let you know because I only have 2 left.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's great. And Melissa Palmer is our contact for that. And her info is kind of all over Breathe the Gift. But and she's so nice. She's part of our Facebook group. I put her in there. She gets our newsletters. She just is really real, but she's got like down to earth, but she's super good customer service.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions of any topic? Senna included.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and stop recording. So.